An 84-year-old woman disappears. No warning, no struggle reported, just silence. New developments have emerged in the high-profile disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of longtime Today show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie. What began as a private family crisis has now drawn national attention. Authorities are retracing her last known movements. Search efforts have intensified, and investigators say new information could play a critical role in determining what happened. An elderly mother, a concerned family, and questions that remain unanswered. Before we go further, viewer discretion is advised. This documentary discusses an ongoing real-life disappearance involving an elderly individual. All information presented is based on publicly available, verified news reports and official statements. This content is created strictly for informational and awareness purposes. As the investigation is ongoing, details may evolve, and all individuals mentioned are presumed innocent unless otherwise stated by law enforcement. If you value responsible, fact-based coverage of developing cases, subscribe to World Crime Watch and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Because in cases like this, awareness matters. This is the developing story of Nancy Guthrie. It was a cold desert night in southern Arizona, where the air dries quickly and mysteries linger longer. This is the Nancy Guthrie case, the disappearance of an 84-year-old mother, grandmother, and neighbor whose absence shook her community and captured national attention. On the evening of January 31st, 2026, Nancy spent time with her family, sharing laughter and warmth. By all appearances, it was a normal night, ordinary routines, quiet neighborhoods, the simple rhythm of daily life. But the next morning, Nancy was gone. Friends expecting to see her at her usual gatherings grew concerned. Neighbors described her as independent, meticulous, and cautious, the kind of person who notices everything in her surroundings. Yet, on this morning, something felt wrong. When her family arrived at her home in Catalina Foothills, a quiet Tucson suburb, they were met with signs of something amiss. Evidence of distress and potential foul play turned what could have been a simple missing person report into a criminal investigation. On her front porch, authorities discovered blood, later confirmed to belong to Nancy. But that was only the beginning. Investigators also collected DNA from someone unknown, someone with no connection to Nancy or her close contacts. The identity of this individual remains a key piece of the puzzle. Although gloves were recovered nearby, roughly 2 miles from her home, none were found inside the residence itself. This raises questions about the suspect's movements. Did they make a mistake? Drop evidence unintentionally? Or was it an oversight? Then came a chilling revelation. Surveillance footage from Nancy's doorbell camera captured a masked figure around 1:47 a.m. Authorities later described the individual as male, approximately 5 feet 9 inches to 5 feet 10 inches tall, of average build, and carrying a distinctive black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack. The backpack, a specific brand sold exclusively at a national retailer, became one of the first clear leads in the investigation. Its uniqueness meant investigators could potentially trace its purchase, narrowing down suspects who may have carried it through Tucson or elsewhere. This footage turned a local case into a national discussion. Suddenly, millions of Americans became amateur detectives, analyzing gait, clothing, and timing. Every small detail mattered. The placement of the backpack, the masked figure's movements, and the mysterious DNA left behind. The combination of blood evidence, unknown DNA, gloves found off-site, and surveillance of a masked visitor created a chilling puzzle. Each element hinted at a calculated act, yet one with imperfections, clues, and openings investigators could exploit. The backpack became more than just an object seen on camera. It became the centerpiece of the investigation. According to some news outlets, the masked figure captured on Nancy's doorbell camera was carrying the 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack, making it a potential lead that could be traced through purchase records, receipts, or store surveillance. Media reports suggested investigators might use this clue to identify who bought the backpack, narrowing down suspects or witnesses. Some experts cautioned, however, that retail data is not always conclusive. Cash purchases leave no electronic trace, and receipts can be misplaced. Yet nearly all agreed that tracking this backpack could be pivotal in cracking the case. Then, Valentine's Day Eve brought a surge of law enforcement activity. According to news outlets, SWAT teams, forensic trucks, and multiple sheriff's units descended on a residence less than 2 miles from Nancy's home, signaling the seriousness of the investigation. At least one person was detained for questioning during a traffic stop at a nearby restaurant, and a vehicle, later described in reports as a gray Range Rover, was seized. Authorities stressed that the investigation was ongoing. No arrests were announced, no public identification was made, and it remained unclear if the detained individual matched the description of the masked intruder. Prior detentions in the case, including a man stopped near the U.S. Mexico border, ultimately did not lead to charges, highlighting the caution with which investigators must operate. As law enforcement focused on the tactical side of the investigation, Nancy's family engaged the public in a different way. According to media reports, Savannah Guthrie posted heartfelt videos on social media, featuring old home footage of Nancy and her grandchildren. In the clips, children run to their mother, smiling and handing her flowers, scenes frozen in time, untouched by fear or desperation. The caption, widely reported, read, "Our lovely mom, we will never give up on her." These videos were not direct pleas to any potential captor. They were a quiet declaration of hope and determination, showing the public and the family's community that Nancy's loved ones remained vigilant, loving, and committed. Experts noted that the family's approach indicated a shift. They were no longer trying to negotiate or communicate with the suspect. Instead, they were preparing for the long haul, focusing on visibility, public awareness, and pressure on law enforcement to keep searching. The disappearance of Nancy Guthrie did not only affect her family. Catalina Foothills residents and local businesses quickly became part of the larger narrative. Local reports highlighted neighbors tying yellow ribbons to trees and sending yellow flowers to Nancy's home, symbols of hope and solidarity. Flower shops reported extraordinary demand for yellow bouquets, coordinating deliveries around the neighborhood while balancing Valentine's Day orders. Yet fear was palpable. Residents told news outlets that seeing a masked intruder on a quiet suburban street prompted them to check security cameras, review unusual activity, and become more vigilant. One neighbor shared, according to media coverage, "If he did it here, he could do it anywhere." This sentiment captured the broader tension gripping the community. Hope intertwined with caution, grief mixed with alertness, and ordinary routines permanently altered. Former FBI agents and hostage negotiators, interviewed in several news reports, noted how unusual this case is. Typically, in abduction scenarios with ransom motives, contact with family begins quickly. There are negotiations, deadlines, and proofs of life. But in Nancy's case, weeks after her disappearance, there has been no verified contact from a suspect. Alleged ransom accounts have received no deposits. Public appeals have largely remained messages of hope, not demands. Experts cited in news outlets have suggested the ransom narrative may have been a distraction, or that the case might not involve financial motivation at all. They described it as a puzzle with missing pieces, a situation where investigative patience is as crucial as the evidence itself. As of the latest verified reports, Nancy Guthrie remains missing. Investigators continue to process tips and leads. Unknown DNA found at her property is still being analyzed. No suspect has been publicly charged. Law enforcement emphasizes that investigation details are confidential to preserve the integrity of the case. Authorities continue to coordinate between local, state, and federal agencies, dedicating resources around the clock. Tips from the public are processed through a 24/7 command center, and rewards for information have increased to encourage any potential witnesses to come forward. While Nancy's disappearance remains unresolved, there are broader lessons for viewers and communities everywhere. Review security footage. Doorbell cameras, dash cams, and neighborhood surveillance can provide crucial evidence. Report suspicious activity. Even seemingly minor details can help investigators. Support families respectfully. Share verified information, avoid speculation, and respect privacy. Stay vigilant. Unusual activity in quiet neighborhoods can be significant. Awareness saves lives. Every day, investigators analyze every tip, every photo, every frame of video. They work with forensic teams, behavioral analysts, and community liaisons, each piece a thread in the tapestry of the case. And while progress may appear slow to the public, professionals know that solving such cases often depends on patience, precision, and timing. This case is also a reminder that fear and hope often coexist in a community. Children play in backyards while neighbors glance toward their own doorbells. Families cling to memories, tying ribbons to trees, lighting candles, and praying for a loved one's return. For the Guthries, each sunrise is a test of faith, each evening a reminder that Nancy has yet to come home. The Nancy Guthrie case is not a story with neat resolutions. It is a living investigation, full of unanswered questions, public engagement, and investigative challenges. It is also a reminder: every piece of evidence matters. Every public tip counts. Every day brings new possibilities. For now, the case remains active. The DNA, the backpack, the surveillance footage, and law enforcement efforts continue. But one thing is clear: the combination of family perseverance, community support, and careful investigative work offers hope that Nancy Guthrie may one day be found. If you have any verified information, authorities urge you to contact them immediately. Sometimes, even the smallest detail can become the breakthrough. Subscribe to World Crime Watch for more in-depth true crime documentaries.